The show keeps getting in the way of our personal life. This is outrageous. 7:37 here, Big 550 KTRS. Cat Neville from Feast Magazine is here from Feastcom. All sponsored by Jimmy's on the Park, 706 Demond in Clayton. They're celebrating their 20th anniversary, which is fantastic for a great restaurant like Jimmy's. 725-85. Help celebrate their 20th anniversary. Go to their website, jimmyscafe.com, for menu and directions. January 20th is Clayton Restaurant Week. That's this week. Jimmy's is featuring a 3-course meal for $25. And go find my character. It's placed in a much more prominent spot than John Cardy's character on the wall at Jimmy's on the Park on Demond. Good morning, Cat Neville.
Good morning, McGraw.
Let's get right to it. What do we got for restaurants?
Okay, so I have...
Hold on a second. Is
Yes.
your character on the wall at Jimmy's?
You've asked me this before. It's not.
That's
It's
outrageous.
not.
All right, we're going to start a campaign.
Okay.
I know.
We've got to start a campaign. Feastcom, she runs the whole media world here. She's got to be.
I know.
That's outrageous. Wait till we get a hold of Jimmy.
All right.
All right. That's cause for the week.
Yes.
All right. Let's get some restaurants.
Okay, so I've got 2 great spots to talk about today. The first one that I'll mention is called LuciAnna's Pastries. It's in
Ooh.
Alton, Illinois, at 212 State Street, kind of right in that historic area.
Right.
When you get off of the, you're just going to make a left, and it's right by the kind of grain silos
Okay.
that are
Right.
there.
Yeah. Right.
The
I
owner,
love that bridge, by the way. That's a great, cool bridge.
I do too. And I love Alton. I think that
I do too.
a lot of folks need to get over there. There's a lot of stuff going on. And right now, obviously, it is the eagle watching season.
Right.
right.
And
Sure.
so, drive over the bridge, stop at LuciAnna's, get a pastry, some coffee, and then just drive up the river road. I mean, it's absolutely stunning.
Can't
it's
go wrong.
beautiful.
All right. LuciAnna Pastry. Tell us about it.
Okay, so it is incredibly cute. It's very feminine, obviously. It's a pastry shop. You walk in, and there is just this wonderful glass case. And the owner, Alexandra, is classically trained in French pastry. So these pastries have a very kind of French style to them, but they're not fussy. They're very approachable, everyday style pastries. They're not kind of frilly and all this kind of stuff. There is a small dining room off to the side where your pastries can be served on china if you want to sit and actually eat there, or she can box everything up to go, whatever you prefer. One of the things that I had when I was there that I loved, because I adore the flavor of marzipan, were these almond horns, where she takes almond flour and marzipan. It has this crisp exterior and kind of a soft, chewy texture to it, and it's coated in just rolled in these slivered almonds, and then the ends of the horns are dipped in this rich, dark chocolate. It's absolutely
I think.
wonderful. It's so good, and it's not super sweet is the thing, and that has that kind of almost, I don't know, the flavor of almonds in pastries is unmatched to me.
You describe things so
Isn't she the best?
well. I'm like, wow, I want some of my coffee right now,
She's the goods.
Really?
She's the goods.
She also has baklava, which I absolutely adore.
Can't go wrong with baklava.
And she makes these things called Goshens, which are essentially cinnamon rolls that are made with a brioche dough. And as you know, brioche is very eggy, and so it has this kind of,
I didn't
again,
know that, by the way.
it's an egg pastry and an egg dough, and so it's shaped and flavored like a cinnamon bun, but it has a completely different type of a texture because she uses that brioche. She does these tea cakes, which aren't cakes at all. They're these wonderful kind of like cookies that have this gorgeous chocolate filling. It's wonderful.
LuciAnna's
Cheesecakes.
LuciAnna's Pastry.
Oh, my goodness.
212 State Street in
Yep.
Alton. So you can go there, check out. There's great eagle watching,
Yes.
as you mentioned.
Yes.
Also great people watching. Fast Eddie's right down the street too.
Fast Eddie's
Right.
cracks me up. I
Yes.
love that place. It's
Fast
been, I
Eddie's.
mean, it's been around forever.
It's an institution, so you can go have a couple of cold ones and then get some pastry over at LuciAnna's.
And I want to mention that she does things that are very seasonal. So the things that I mentioned are always on offer, but she's always doing things that are exactly right for the season.
I'm on her Facebook page, and I'm looking at this cheesecake.
yeah,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Cookies, muffins, yeah.
What's number 2?
All right, number 2 is a kid and parent-friendly spot in Frontenac, and it is really pretty new. Excuse me. It's called The Nest, and have you heard of it?
I know I just went to brunch with the owner on Sunday.
Who?
Oh my God.
Because I think it has a
Colleen.
Colleen Carlton. Yeah,
Yes,
Colleen's
Carlton.
awesome.
Why did I forget her name all of a sudden?
Colleen is
Yes.
fantastic. She and I are friends, and not like buddies, but we have known each other for years. And I did see that she was part of the kind of the group that started this, and I love it. I mean, when you walk in, there's a little play area where kids are, and it's really kind of appropriate for kids like 2 to 6 as far as the play area goes. And there's kind of like this little tree house that you can kind of climb up and down. There's a little area that you can zoom around on, on these, I don't even know what you call them, but essentially like little, I don't know, scooter things. Anyway.
Hovercrafts.
Yeah, hovercrafts. But what's great about it is that it is kid friendly, but it's entirely and allowing the parents to kind of have a respite. They have a kids menu where they do chicken fingers that are gluten-free and all this kind of stuff. But the adult menu is where it's at. They do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast, they have things like granola parfaits. They do a sweet potato hash with poached eggs, French toast, that kind of stuff. They do serve wine and beer. You can go in, get a glass of wine.
If it is a respite, you got to have the wine and beer.
Yes, exactly.
Let the kids kind of run around.
Run into each other.
They also do a lot of like smoothies and juices and stuff like that. And as far as like lunch and dinner, they do burgers. They have like a Thai salad. They have this really interesting pho matzo ball soup, which I have not tried yet, but I've seen it on the menu. And they're like, we basically are taking Vietnamese and Jewish comfort foods and mashing them together. And I think that that's brilliant.
Sure.
It sounds wonderful.
Pho matzo balls.
Yes, exactly.
Be
And
careful when you say that.
Yes.
they do like flatbreads, grilled cheeses, a bunch of different salads. So and the way that it feels very modern. It doesn't feel like a romper room playhouse. It feels like it's very updated and very fresh. And there is actually a place where you can drop your kids if they're under the age of 5, I believe, so that you can just kind of do drop-in daycare. They also have what they call a high tea on Wednesdays, reservation only, where you can go in and kind of have high tea.
Where is the Nest?
It is in Frontenac I have the address, obviously, right here, 10440 German Boulevard. It's right next door to Grassi's, which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
Which is that it's been around forever, and they serve really great like sandwiches, St. Louis style pizza, and hand tossed salads and stuff like that. So it's right next door to
Gotcha.
that.
The Nest on German Boulevard, 1044, and then LuciAnna's Pastry in Alton.
Yes.
2 good calls this week.
Thank you.
What's going on with FeastCom?
Well, a lot's going on. We go to press this week.
Okay.
So
This is your February.
yes.
Okay,
The
got it.
February issue. And well, obviously, I talked about before the.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
When I go to the magazine rack and I get my Cosmo, I'm currently picking up like the April issue of Cosmo in like January.
You read Cosmo?
No, you don't.
I totally read Cosmo.
You
I am
do?
Oh,
So impressed.
totally read. Oh, I've been reading Cosmo
I hate
for
to
years.
ask why.
Insight, baby.
Yeah, okay. That's what I figured.
Oh my God.
I wanna know how I do on the sex quizzes. So why doesn't Feast like have your March issue come out in like January?
Well, we are not newsstand sales.
Oh, okay.
We are obviously a free magazine, and so we want to have that month. We come out a few days before the 1st.
Oh, okay.
But it's not the same thing.
All
It's
right.
just not the same kind of business model as.
And plus, I haven't seen a sex quiz in Feast since you've been
and
started.
you never will. That is not going to happen.
All right, sorry. So back to the February edition.
No. So we, and then you asked what was going on. Actually, in February, I believe on the 7th, Friday, there's a French photographer coming in from Paris to do a show at Vin de Set, and he's highly, highly respected in Paris, and he's going to be putting on this show with originals and then also prints. There's champagne and hors d'oeuvres that go along with the ticket cost, and so he and his wife are coming in just for this, and it's just a really
Are
special.
you a sponsor? Is Feast a sponsor?
We're sponsoring
Okay,
it, but we're not. I mean, but it really Vindicet, and then the woman who's bringing in the photographer, Sandra, she and Vindicet are really kind of making this thing happen.
Can we find out more at feaststl.com?
Yes, all the information is there. And then if you want to buy tickets, it's like $20 for a ticket. Just call Vindicet, and they'll take care of you.
The only reason why I wouldn't be there is Tommy Mack from Rough Cut's coming in, and so we.
Oh, is Rough Cut like
Rough
something
Cut's the woodworking
with
show.
woodworking?
Yeah. So
Woodworker.
I would be there in a second, except for the woodworking deal.
Well, I'll miss you being there. There's another event that we can. It's called Duet that we can talk about next week. That's like the day before, and that's something else we can chat about.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Kat Neville. She runs feaststl.com, otherwise known as Feastcom.
Yes.
The television show. When's anything new with the television show?
Yeah, we're working on putting together the February episode, and obviously we produce that entire show in house. That's
Right.
something that we, Kristen Brashares, our digital managing editor, and I collaborate on putting this show together. We work with Pounds Media to put this on, and we have amazing sponsors: Missouri Wines, Whole Foods, and in this month, Chef's Shop. And so we can't do it without all those great people. But our broadcast partner is the 9 Networks. So in February, we are going to be, we're doing whiskey. We're taking you to the Planter's House. We've got a lot of really fun stuff coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, star of stage, screen, magazine, newspaper, websites, and now TV.
I don't have enough to do.
Your show is just fabulous.
Thank
too,
you,
If you haven't had a
Kelly.
chance to see it.
FeastSTL.com. Subscribe and get it delivered right to your front door every Sunday with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. If you subscribe, and you can get a deal at STLtoday.com/McGraw, part of the deal we have with the Post going forward here. Kat, have a good week.
Thank you.
All sponsored by Bertarelli Cutlery. They've been keeping St. Louis sharp since 1967. Bertarelli is your one-stop shop for knife and tool sharpening, along with all of your kitchen supplies. Visit them at 1927 Marconi on the Hill or Bertarelli Cutlery.